We're live. I'm just gonna join this call with Kevin, and Richard might be joining us as well.
Hey,
Hello, how's it going?
good.
Good, good, good. I will share my screen so long so that you can see everything.
Sorry, it's so dark.
It's okay.
I'm just switching here quick.
It's chilled. Oh, we can show off our stuff to Richard, I guess. I've been looking up on the side. I mean, fair enough. What you need to do is quite complicated. How far did you get?
I'll show you now. I'm
Like
just switching.
without like in general, just like with those steps that I kind of gave you, like were you able to show a counter like changing on the screen?
I was able to do that, but it wasn't like, it didn't go one or like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It only went 5 if you clicked on it, and 4 if you clicked on, like, as you click on it, then it would subtract the seconds. Or I could subtract all the seconds, so I could show the 5, and then after 5 seconds, the 5 seconds would be 0.
Okay, yeah,
So I
yeah.
got
So
to
it
there,
didn't
and then
update
I was,
actually like every single thing.
no, it wasn't working like that, eh?
Okay.
How's it?
Hey, Richard's here.
Hey,
What's
Hey,
happening?
what's up,
So
man?
yeah, Richard, we built this. I basically copied my React Sudoku course, like
okay.
just copied it into here.
Hey.
So we have like a home page. Oh no, I
Okay.
forgot to run my app. That would help. We run it on we deployed it to Firebase as well, so you can actually just like everyone can see this URL. So like a home page, and when you go to the game room, it loads the page, and then it goes to like a room where you can play like stuff. And
Okay.
it updates on Firebase. So I guess if I go to the TicTacToe Firebase console, like all this information is on Firebase. So the database is over here. Like this case where it says O wins and stuff, it's like actually written there like O wins. So we're gonna have like different game rooms and stuff. But yeah, I don't know how much have you been keeping up to what we're doing? Did you see any of the recap stuff, or you just kind of coming in blind now?
Yeah, I saw one of the recap things.
Okay. Cool.
The first one, I'm sorry.
Okay, that's chill. I think the first one's the longest. The next ones are shorter, so that does help. Anyway, our goal is not to do anything with Firebase right now. I just wanted to show you that we have an app where it actually does stuff, and it will, let you know if you had a draw.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, everything works and it clears stuff, and it's all Firebase. So like Kevin and I can actually play against each other if we wanted to. But like, there's a bunch of other stuff we want to do to make people join a room and actually like monitor these turnips, prevent like anyone from just clicking it and stuff. So
Okay.
yeah,
We did play against each other, but we couldn't win. It kept being a draw, man.
That's TicTacToe for you.
Yeah.
It's like now that trading bot one that I have is for the next stream that I'm gonna do later today. The VS Code update has like a weird thing for like suddenly the colors look weird.
Const are weird.
No, const is normal. It's the actual values. They're darker than usual.
Yeah. Well,
But
yeah, just cool. A normal const without decomposing or deconstructing decompose.
Oh, I haven't actually seen that. It's like const name.
It looks strange. Look, it's like green.
Yeah,
it's
this
like,
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's even though the structured values, so they also look like green and weird. Anyway, random update of today.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do in this stream is pretty much like I was chatting to Kevin now. Like we want to do like later on. We're not gonna actually do it like with Firebase now, but later on we want to do like a timer kind of thing. Like so, it's just saying like the person has like 5 seconds to like click, otherwise they just lose and they're finished.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, there's like I don't know, that's a thing. So I figured like let's just kind of go over like some JavaScript like timing stuff and how you use it with React. So what I'm probably gonna do, so I'm just gonna hide all that. And like we're pretty much basically just gonna work with like a timer on the top here. Let's make like a timer, and we'll put like some value in here. For now, I'll just play like 5. And we'll make it seconds after, like, just so we record a number that's like in there, and we say stuff. I need to yarn start this so that I actually have our project running. So yeah, anyway, Richard, that's what we are doing, and for everyone else, that's what we are doing. We're pretty much just focusing on like doing a timer. So there, like, we'll have a 5 seconds thing here, and like we'll make this update. So what I actually want to do initially is just get a timer that starts at 0 and just counts up continuously, just so we get like a timer that is updating the page, like on the page all the time, like every second. So that's our first goal, and I'm using like a little article that I have from here, just a Medium article, and this person built like a clock thing. So I'm gonna keep it like off the side of the page, but I guess I'll post it in the comments if anyone else wants to read it, so they can see it there. Like comments of my YouTube stream, so yeah, you guys can't see it, but you guys will be paying attention to what we're doing in the code, so it's fine. Cool. So basically the way that they got this thing set up is they have a state for like, I'll just at the top here say const and make a use state, and it's going to be like a number. Sorry, yeah, Richard, we've been doing some TypeScript stuff, so that's a few there's some extra stuff in here that's typing, so this means it's like has to be a number, so it can't be undefined in here or complain. So we'll start the number off at 0. And like example, if we made this number 0 like a string, then it would like complain and be like, yeah, this can't be a string, it's supposed to be a number. So yeah, that's the thing. Anyway, so we're gonna say our let's just call it counter and set counter.
Cool.
Okay, nothing new here, pretty straightforward. And what am I doing now? Okay, cool, just complaining it's not being used. The other thing we're going to do is implement like a use effect. So use effect we're using for when the component mounts. So I just want to say when the component mounts, we're going to set like a timer, and we're going to make that timer continuously tick. And in every tick, we're going to update the seconds thing. So I'm going to put my use effect like just down over here above everything else, so it's always happening. Yeah, I have some autocomplete fixie thing here.
Nice.
That was great. So yeah, anyway, we don't actually need any of this stuff, and it's going to be like it's just on mounting for now.
Cool.
Okay.
So I'm going to call make something called interval. And this I'm only calling it interval because you have to like return and clear a timeout when like a component unmounts. So it's good in like cleanup method stuff, basically.
Yeah.
So it's not important for like now. Our interval is just going to keep going for as long as this component exists. Cool. And sorry if you can hear my phone vibrating. I'm just getting lots of random messages. I don't know why.
It's chilled.
I don't think it's debit orders this time. Cool. So we have this interval, and it does a bunch of stuff, and then the second parameter in it. So the first one is like a callback, a function that happens like every time this interval happens. The second one is the amount of milliseconds you want this interval to run. So every 1,000 milliseconds is a second.
Cool.
And yeah, the way that works is like, yeah, basically every 1,000 milliseconds this will run.
Cool.
So next up, we want to set the set counter every time this happens to be counter plus. I feel like it's my work colleagues just sending tons of messages because they're all waking up in San Francisco right now. So we're gonna set it to the current counter +1.
Plus one, yeah.
And then the return in here, we're just gonna make like a return statement to return. Oh my gosh, why do I always put a space there? Interval dot. I think you say clear timeout. How does it work? Let me just see if
I think
there's
it's just clear time out.
Is
That,
it
the
clear
one that I
interval?
thought. Or yeah.
Clear interval. Are you
Oh,
trying
you say
to?
like you say the clear interval like that.
Yeah, there.
Yeah, and then you put the
Yeah.
interval in there. Yeah, you guys know this stuff
There
better
we
than
go.
I do. Why am I even teaching this? Okay. What? Arguing this type number is not assignable to the type timeout, but this isn't a number. This is a timeout.
Maybe.
Maybe you have to cast it or something.
Yeah, I was struggling with a bit of that.
Yeah, I don't even know how to say as any for now. Or make it any over here. There we go. Problem solved. We'll fix that later.
Very strange.
Yeah, I'll Google it now. I just want to get something going. So now the value that I'm going to set in here is the counter. So here we say we're just updating it every second. So theoretically this will work. But you know what I say about theoretically, like things just break. Yeah, timeout.close is not a function. What did I use timeout.close? I guess that's the clear interval. Okay, screw it. I'm not going to ever clear this interval. We've given up on clearing the interval. It's done. We're just going to be messy for now. But yeah, this works. It updates. Okay, it looks weird when it updates because it does like a little squiggle.
Oh.
It's like blah. Why does it look so strange? And why is it freaking out right now?
Yeah, why is it doing that?
So our timeout is
Maybe
having a
it's that
seizure.
clear interval.
Well, the clear interval is only supposed to run when the component unmounts. So yeah, just looking at what this other dude did. Otherwise, I got to do some more checks and stuff. Yeah, so that's the thing. I never actually work with these kinds of things, so it's good for all of us.
Yeah.
Clearly, Richard works with them more.
Every day.
Let me look up like another post, like what to do with this little seizure having thing. It's so strange.
That's so weird, dude.
Yeah. Let's make it every 5 seconds and see if that does anything. Good old little 1 seconds. Okay, that works. But yeah, it still does a little weird freak out thing. So let's just look at React set interval. Let's Google that. React set interval functional components.
Functional component.
There's probably like just a nice way to use a hook for this, actually. Okay, so they've done that. Yep, pretty normal. They did the clear interval in there. I mean, that's what we did, so I'm a bit confused.
There we go.
So, again, it's freaking out again.
Sorry, my brother is asking me for something.
Okay, no worries. I don't think you're missing anything. So this is going to happen in the console.
Okay.
This will run every second. There we go. You can see it running every second. So I'm wondering with the set state, why it's being odd. Oh, we do need to like 6 counter in there for some reason.
Yeah, so I was doing a lot of like exactly what we're doing, yeah. But I don't know where I was going wrong, man. I'll find out soon.
I don't think counter should be in here. I don't think this should rerun every time that counter runs. So first of all, the timeout.close is not a function. Let's Google that issue.
Yeah.
So most of this is like actually about looking at how to debug it. We realize that this is like happening randomly over there. So my colleague's messaging like crazy.
Nice.
I'm gonna go away to like actually just turn my webcam off and grab my phone because I'm using my phone as a camera. And like setting my alerts back off. That's the problem. Okay, cool.
Mm.
So I'm gonna turn my camera back on, I guess. Hang on. And turn it on here. There we go. Oh, I'm upside down. Great.
I can't even see you, so
It was on
but
for a
the
second.
viewers can.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
That's
I was
chilled,
sorting
man.
out camera issues, so I'm gonna give people my face again.
Oops.
Cool. Sounds like you've destroyed something heavily.
Almost did.
Why is, I guess our IDE includes automatic weird inputs.
That's an
That
Angular
makes
thing.
sense. No, it's because
What's
this
that?
happened. My IDE
Oh,
automatically yeah. So pretty
no.
stupid. I don't think that's the problem though. No, Richard, it's not an Angular thing, it's a JavaScript thing. It's a cross framework thing. But yeah, probably gets used in Angular a lot. Cool. Well, that guy's our hero. Yeah, classic. Anyways, so that solves one of our problems. Yeah, it looks a lot better now.
What?
Okay,
That's so cool.
so that works. That's good. That's very clean.
Sweet.
Great. Yeah, the reason this does need to be like a re-updated kind of like interval thing is just because counter changes, so this method in here needs to be
Yes.
updated.
Okay. And do you have to use effect, right?
Yeah, because you want this to happen upon the component mounting, and you want
Okay.
it to stop when the component unmounts.
Okay, awesome.
So yeah, use effect is basically, I mean, it's kind of the wording, like use effect, make this as some like effect, like the reply, like, yeah.
Cool.
You just run into a lot of like issues if you don't wrap it in that.
Yeah.
Which is probably what you struggled with.
Yep.
So now that we have that, well, we have a wonderful timer. So what we could do is we can make it count down now. So we could say -1, and we could start it at like 5. Let's start it at 10.
Cool.
No, not equals. -1. The freaking IDE is like sorting things out. So there it counts down, which is great. So what we wanted to do in our app, first of all, totally gonna be like specific here and say counter equals 1. Then we show nothing. Otherwise, we show an S because that is more correct. Because now, when you get down to 1 second, it will say second, not seconds.
Yeah. I knew you were gonna do that.
Yeah, OCD is gonna be too much. There you go.
It also said 0 seconds.
Yeah, that's right.
But you do say 0 seconds.
Oh.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't say a 0 second.
No, I thought we were just gonna say 0.
Well, when it gets to 0, it's gonna trigger
Yeah.
like someone losing and then stopping the timer.
Cool.
So that's where we need to do some like other checks. Is like
Yeah.
So the first thing we want to do is whenever they click something, and we'll make it so that like they click something only if these conditions are true.
Cool.
If these conditions are true, we set counter back up to like 10. And the same thing with this clear board. When I like set the counter back up to like 10. Let's say it like the other way around. We should actually like make it like await. Like we can make this an async function and say await for that to be done, and make this as well also an async, because these are Firebase functions that are already asynchronous functions. Like clearboard is an asynchronous function.
Awesome. Okay.
Someone has background noise going on.
No, nothing.
Q shot. Yeah, so this is asynchronous function, so we can run like await stuff on it, and like
Okay.
all this other stuff is only going to like run when its full function is finished running. So that's a thing. As far as I know, unless you have to do some promisey returny stuff, which I don't really know. I probably should do some weird promisey stuff, but I'm not going to do it now, because this isn't like currently being like used with what we have.
Okay.
Cool. Anyways, and now, yeah, Kevin, your mic's doing the shirt thing again.
I was
right.
nodding my head. Look, if I nod my head, I win.
Yeah, I can't see it now. Yeah, sweet. So, what was I saying? Okay, so we're setting the counter back to 10 after these functions run. So let's look at that. If I play something, sets it back to 10. Sets it back to 10. Like you're setting it back to 10 every time. So that's pretty cool. When we clear the board, it sets back to 10. So that's wonderful. All great. For this
That's
part,
so cool, dude.
we'll stop it if it's if counter is we'll only run this if counter is bigger than 0. So now if it gets down to 0, it won't keep counting. That's like another nice little thing.
Cool.
So it stops, and technically if it stops, we can also run that kind of clear interval.
Yes.
So we say if counter equals 0, we can run our clear interval as well. I think I might be wrong here. It's like the little nuances of like counters. Okay, well, nothing broke, so that's good. I just want to see if I reset it now, if it still works. Okay, yeah, it resets the counter, recreates the counter.
Cool, man.
So that just means in the background the counter stops ticking. I think.
Yeah.
Let's do a check. By doing a console login, yeah. So regardless of what happens, test. This shouldn't run more than like 11 times or something. So it's running in there. I know, very tiny. Okay, cool. So the counter actually stops. That actually means that theoretically we don't need this if statement here. It's probably better to do it this way, because if you did the if statement thing, the counter will keep going anyway, but just, you know, not change the seconds. That's perfect. Cool.
Awesome, dude.
And then if we
That's
set it
cool.
up again, then it goes back to 10. So the next thing we want to do is we want to like do a trigger to say that they've like lost. If the counter happens. Now I'm not actually going to go update our Firebase stuff to do this yet, because theoretically what we want to do is you know, the only thing that's going to update is like we're going to set the the person to losing, and then make the game is done and stuff. But the problem is, I want to kind of see if we can use some Firebase functions to move this, to run this JavaScript code on their side, and then we incorporate like timer into the Firebase state. So that's pretty much what I'm keen to do. What we'll probably end up doing is instead of like setting it to like seconds, we'll set like the last date that it was done. So that might be something worth trying out now quickly, just so that we have like an idea of like what is going on.
Yeah.
So maybe let's look at that. So now what we want to try to do is instead of calling this counter, we can call it last updated and set last updated. And every time that what was I gonna say? Every time that like they click on something, we're gonna set last updated to like the new date, basically. So this is immediately gonna become new date. So like a JavaScript date. So pretty much in here I can say date. I'm gonna hide this for now. And then like we're gonna work out like a time since last updated and post that in there.
Okay.
So like saying something like, whatever left and stuff. So again, I'm also just gonna hide this for now. Get rid of this. We'll put last updated in here because this like is dependent on that. And here we're gonna set last updated to new date, which is like new date just means like right now. Now in here, I'm just gonna say, for now, I'm gonna say last updated. And we should like see objects are not valid. I need to put that to like a string. Sorry, dot format. I think I can format it like this, HHMMSS. No. Okay, I need to remember how to format dates. Format dates, JavaScript. Yeah, my company, we use Unix, so it's a bit different.
Okay.
Not used to it. Okay, there's our date stuff. So if you did a full date output, you'd say new date. Cool. How do I render it? This isn't helpful at all. Okay, so you can pass it to milliseconds. That's great. Let's do that quickly. So we just do a date.pass. So we're gonna make this like numbers since it's called Unix time. So we're gonna say date.pass. This means it's gonna be like a number, which is fine.
Yeah.
But we can do some calculations out of it. I think I have to do date.pass and put a new date in there. Why you like this stuff? Okay, screw it. I'm gonna take this slowly and figure out what I'm doing. So hate working with dates actually, but it's important that we work with that, so we can use the timeout thing to kind of check. Maybe we should just keep it to seconds actually. Because even on the Firebase side, we can run the seconds thing, and it's easier to
Yeah.
understand. The date thing's not that important. The like specific timing, it's not like we're working with like, I don't know,
Yeah.
market related like stuff where it really matters. So cool. All back there, and everything's working wonderfully again. So what we would technically do is we just basically we'd clear timeout here, yes, but we'd also you'd look at who's winning. Like, so you'd say I guess I need to move the room stuff. Like, yeah, I'll get it from here anyway. I'll just be like, if room dot player turn equals X, then we're gonna alert O wins. It's not gonna like actually change the game now. And then else we alert X wins. So like this is just my little bypass for our front end side. It's not gonna affect the Firebase side of things. But basically it means that if we look back at our app, that's the web version. We have this 10 seconds thing. If it's X's turn, then O is going to win if the time runs out. So that's what should
awesome.
happen. So there we go. It says O wins. So that's where you'll trigger your change in there.
Okay.
You'll do like you'll make like a new hook for like handling
Yeah.
like you basically like make a use hook O wins by timeout or something.
Awesome.
Or you make a hook like X loses by timeout. Use X loses. Yeah. Use X timeout losers and use O timeout losers,
Yeah.
So
Awesome,
you
dude.
make like little hooks like that. And like then we'd go and update the game. But the
Very
problem
cool.
is obviously this, if you run it on the client side, the same code will be running on both sides. So it will the problem kind of comes in that like, okay, this is going to run twice.
Yes.
So that's like an issue kind of vibe. It's going to run for both you and your opponent, which you don't want it to run like two things saying this person loses.
Yeah.
You just want it to run once. So it's supposed to actually run up on Firebase, and that's where you use something called Firebase functions, which is out of the scope of what we're going to do today. But yeah, that's pretty much that. Do you have any other questions about the use?
No,
technical stuff. I know
I think
it's
that's
weird.
also yeah, no, but it makes so much sense because, dude, I was spending so much time on that stuff. So everything you went through makes so much sense. I wasn't using the use effect though. That's where I also think I was going wrong. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know if you can just like so let me put that back in there, but like comment it all out and then just do it like this. You might be able to, but it might still work, but still I think it's better to keep it in the use effect.
Yeah.
So it does actually it works a bit weirdly, like it,
Yes.
yours is probably I
You
don't know
see
what's
now it
happening.
bugs out.
So putting in
Yeah.
the use effect is a lot like keeping in its own little thing. I mean, look, let's put this into a hook, so we can actually have a hook that returns the counter.
Yeah.
And the hook can also return the set counter.
Cool.
And the counter itself will constantly be counting down. So we'll say like use time down. Like we have a use countdown.
Yeah.
So then we can put other stuff in it later. But like, yeah, It's just kind of
Cool.
isolated so that it's less confusing here, and we just have a use countdown, and then allow us to set counters and stuff.
Cool.
So what we would do is we pretty much go make a new hook. So use countdown, just because this video is short enough. But yeah, I'm gonna do another live stream at 7 to do something very different. I'm gonna do a Python coding stream where we like, it'll also be quite quick. Like, we're gonna build a thing to track Luno's prices, so that's totally happening. You should totally join for that.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, I'm gonna do that. Maybe I will do that with you guys if you're keen for it. If you guys are both keen to join on video, but you don't have to. I was gonna say I'll just do it by myself and you guys can watch, but it would be cool if you guys ask questions or check it out. I don't know. It'll be nice to have the verbal feedback.
Yeah, I'll have to see. Yeah, I'll let you know.
Sweet. But that's happening at 7, regardless of whether or not you guys are keen. So, but if
Cool.
you're keen to join on the call, let me know.
Awesome.
Okay.
Sweet. Okay, what am I doing here? I don't need React. I just need use effects and use state. Okay, cool. So pretty straightforward. We're just gonna use countdown. Yeah, we'll call it use countdown. That's all it needs to be called. Yes, it is
Richard.
What was that?
Richard, check here, bro.
Hmm?
Look here.
What are you looking at?
I want to show him something that I'm doing.
What is it?
Look, check, guys. Look at I have to hold my piece of my mark up here.
You see, you can't nod.
Shame.
Well, it's working. So keep it
I
up,
know,
idiots.
it's so cool. The
Interface, output,
one-handed.
help.
Yeah.
So in here we're gonna return countdown and set countdown. Counter
Cool.
and set counter. Why did I do it like that? This is my interface. The counter is going to be a number, and then the set counter is going to be a function that takes in the counter, which is a number, and it's a void. It doesn't return anything. That means over here our output will be there. So now, if I can go back to my room page, pretty much just going to copy that. Again, we're going to set it to 10 by default.
Cool.
Maybe we put a number in here saying starting number. Or starting at. Seconds. Make that a number. And we put that as the default for this.
Cool.
And we can, by default, call it 10. So if it is empty, it's going to start at 10. Which means we don't need that. Yeah, I'll show you that in a second. Basically means you can say like use countdown, and if you don't put a number in, it will default to 10, but you can put another number in, it will change what the default's going to be. So yeah, just making our function a bit more flexible. Okay, then lower down, we're going to return those two values, counter and set counter. All good. And then we can pretty much copy paste this whole thing, except we're going to take the room code out of there. So we can add an additional, like, configuration things in here, but right now we're not doing the room stuff. So yeah, take that out, and move that back to like a individual little thing. So this is always going to be just like a countdown thing that counts down to 0. And when it counts down, the counter stops. So it's just like a really cool reusable countdown hook.
Okay.
And we export default, use countdown.
How come this hook is so much easier than that one that we were trying to do, Kevin?
Yeah.
Sure, this is like so much more easy.
It's a bit better.
Yeah, this isn't like the use viewport hook, which you needed like a. Well, I guess yeah, the hook that I showed you guys to do wasn't based off of the use viewport hook. It was based off the delete stuff. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know why you guys struggled with that.
You complicated it probably.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the things I gave you to do is very like I was just like, okay, wait. I don't know. I don't remember. I think because I know Kevin did the delete hook pretty straightforward. Like there was no issues there. But yeah, I don't know.
Cool.
But yeah, it's just the point is hooks are just kind of like they're wrapping these little stuff into like simple things. So now on this side I can get rid of all of this and I can say instead of like making it in square braces, I put it in curly braces, and instead of using states I'm going to say equals use countdown, which I need to export from my hooks because I haven't done that yet. And by default it's going to be 10 anyway, but we can change it. So use countdown is going to come from hooks, stick it in there, and I just need to put a comma there, and on this side I need to export it. Use countdown. Great. Yay. Wonderful. So on this
Awesome.
side, everything's all clean again, and we use a countdown, and I should just check that it works before I like celebrate that. Look at your faces. This kept going. I must rerun that. So it works. I should stop clicking so we can watch it go down. But now we see the clicking works as well. The clicking like resets
Awesome.
it like perfectly, which is great.
That's very cool.
Yeah. We can
Perfect.
what you can do is for this use countdown is we can stick like an onComplete in there, which is like a function that will run.
Yeah.
How will it run? No, we put it in over here. So we have the counter here. It's like 10.
Mhm.
And then the onComplete is like a function we run here. We could say like we could just do alert and say like timer finished. And then that means on our use countdown implementation, so you've got the starting at seconds here, but we also have an onComplete here. And onComplete is going to be like just a function void. Could be anything void. No. I'll just say .args. How would I do this? I can't remember. Oh, there aren't any arguments that you take in there. We just do it as is. Yeah, so it's a void. And then if counter equals 0, we clear the interval, but we also run onComplete. That's probably a useful function for our countdown hook.
Okay.
So that you can have like an onComplete. So it takes the starting at seconds. So it starts at, maybe I should just call it starts at. People already know it's a number, so you can see starts at number, which can be undefined. If it's undefined, it will be 10. And we do onComplete. It's probably better to swap these around, actually, because you shouldn't have like an undefined possibility. And swap it around here as well. This just means that if we remove this 10 here, it would still run and it'll still work fine. Okay, that's just updating. Yeah, cool. So now on our app, when this finishes, it runs the timer finished.
Awesome.
Except it doesn't like fix itself. Okay, there's a bug. Found a bug. Good thing to find, I guess. So onComplete keeps running, but it's not set to 0. Okay, what I'm gonna do is set it back over here. To start set. Or I should have another state in here saying is done. No, should I? Yeah, hang on. And set is, oh, I'll call it is done and is instead of is complete. That's just gonna be use state, and by default it's gonna be false. So in here I just make a little flag and I say set is done to true. And this function over here will only run if counter is 0 and if set done is false. If is done is false. So
Cool.
when it's done, it means the next time this will run again. Wait, how do I set it back to false? Oh, I've confused myself, guys.
Maybe when we click clear, is it not? When we reset it.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of the incomplete. What am I doing? Because I need to set done to be back to false again. I guess whenever they set the timer, whenever set is done. Okay, so what I'm going to do in here is make a new function called set counter. And this one I'm going to change to set counter state. And this function is going to set counter state to the number. Just a number. We set the counter state to this. And now this is what gets exported out to here. So now when we set it, we're going to say is done, set is done to false. So you're just kind of like adding additional information in here. Now over here we run, we set counter state down here. And that should theoretically fix it. So loading the room, it's counting down. I've got to let it run it on complete first. That keeps going. Flip. Damn it. Doesn't work, guys. Doesn't work. Failed. Failed tremendously. I guess I should just run the onComplete when timer is 0. So I'm going to remove all the onComplete stuff that we did.
Okay.
Because technically onComplete only has to run when the counter is at 0. The user will know how to run it. Because the user is us. I hate working with timers. Okay, what's wrong? I guess this is just complaining that that's happening. So yeah, that happens. Great. Everything's back to working normally again. There's no more thingies to worry about. Our timer will stop at 0, I hope. And that will be that.
Boom. Awesome.
Yeah. And when
Cool.
we clear the board, it goes back to 10. When we
And
set
restart.
something, it goes back to 10.
Awesome.
So like when it hits 0, we just like, what we do on our front end over here is we will make a use effect and just be like put our counter in there. So when counter changes, we just do the check. If counter equals 0, then we alert it's done. Well, do something because it's finished. There we go.
Cool.
And I need to get use effects back from here. You could probably move this into here as a second use effect and then do that
Yeah.
on complete. But yeah, that's what it will do. Do something because it's finished. It stays at 0. I hit it back up. It goes up to 10 again. So yeah, it seems to work. I guess just to prove it, we can run like nah. This point is to put the onComplete in there. But basically what I did with the onComplete is you can put this whole function, like you can just copy this as is and stick it in, because you can have multiple use effects in here. And then you can run your onComplete in here, like onComplete, and just like stick it in there. And then like add your numbers in here. But I mean, you shouldn't have a like required thing next to a optional thing. So that's also a thing. But yeah, that's why I swapped them around. You can do onComplete in here. Let me just show you that it does work. Just gonna make it any for now. But yeah, onComplete. And I should make that if and then onComplete, so that onComplete is not undefined. So that runs, it works. The onComplete's in here, just make it do alert hello.
Cool.
So now we can check it.
Oh, this was cool, dude.
That's sweet.
I learned a lot, man. Yo.
Oh no, it's broken, guys. It's broken. Okay, ignore that.
Hello, hello.
No, yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just having issues with that. So, but I mean, it works. It works when you do it this way.
Yeah, it works perfectly the other way for now.
So that's something.
Just another bug you got to squash, man.
Yeah, I gotta like set the timer back to the starting timer on running onComplete, I guess.
Yeah.
But then like it keeps going, so I don't know. But yeah, so you can just do your alert
Awesome.
hello over here. Well, I'm gonna console log it so that we can keep it in the app, but not like bug people too much. Why does it look weird? It's because my cursor's on it. I'm being an idiot. Timer hit 0. Cool, we don't need this onComplete. That onComplete there shouldn't have, wait, it should have been there during that, but yeah, anyway. Make our countdown 5. Remove this. Cool. Save that. Right, well, good enough. It works. There we go, time at 0.
There we go.
When I hit it again, it doesn't run again. It only runs again once it, when
Goes
I
back
hit
to
it
10.
again. Yeah, that's because down here I told it to go to 10. So that's fine. Yeah,
Awesome.
there you go, run again. Yeah. I thought like I should go back to 5, but I mean, yeah. It's because the default is 5 seconds, but then the way
Yeah.
I set it back to 10. So yeah.
Yeah. The clear
Yeah.
and the click is set to 10. Cool.
Hmm.
Awesome. That was super cool.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Sweet. It's a pleasure. So now I guess take an hour break, and I'll
Have
be back.
have some head nodding.
Yeah. Actually missed it. I cussed it on myself this morning. And now I'm finally all
Yeah.
clean from that. But yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was very cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, thanks
it's a
very.
pleasure. So yeah, I'll send you guys the link that I used to kind of get this idea from. But yeah,
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, that'd be great.
everyone else can see it in the chat, I guess. I'll put it in the
Cool.
comments as well. Just to say what I based it off. But what I based it off was someone doing it in class components, and what I did now is I converted it to like a, well, converted it to a functional component, and yeah,
It's so cool.
pretty much that.
Awesome.
Cool. I'm gonna end the stream. Goodbye, stream people.
Sweet.
I'll see you guys in an hour if you're keen to watch some like Python stuff.